Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name's Andrea Johnson, Reiki master, teacher, and practitioner, energy worker, spiritual lifestyle content maker. So welcome to today's Conscious Coffee Talk, where we try and expand our consciousness. With that being said, let's dive into today's topic, which is how to shift the energy in your home, how to redo or bring in energy in your home and also clear it. So there's tons of ways that you can bring about energy into your home, and also with the new year, it could be a good way to set yourself up with the new energy for yourself. Our environment directly ties to our energy, right? What better way to represent a new you? While you do this, you can also redo your energy. So that's the kind of the cool thing with our environment. What we submerge ourselves in, we become. Like, that's the beautiful thing about the human body and the mind. I always like to redo the energy in my home every season. I make a point to do this just because I feel like my home needs it. It just feels a lot better. It represents a change within myself, which we change with the seasons, so it just makes sense to do so. It just feels very natural to me. So there are several ways in which I like to do this in my home. The first way that I like to reset the energy in my home or redo the energy in my home or cleanse it per se is to deep clean it. And I know that is pretty like basic and like, duh, Andy, like anybody can clean their home and feel good about it. You can do it in a way in which it cleans or clears your energy as well too. And that's a really cool thing that I like to do when I deep clean my home. I like to tie rooms to my chakras, and when I clean out a room or organize it or whatever, I'm actually cleaning out my own energy and my own energy system. And while I'm actually cleaning, I feel it physically in my body. I'm so in tune with my body and the energy. I can feel it tingling. I can feel like thoughts coming up. And usually when we are doing things like cleaning or even cooking, we're kind of in a, I don't want to say therapeutic state. Like, cleaning is very therapeutic and de-stressing for me, which I think it is for a lot of people. But we're kind of in like a little bit of a meditative state because we're doing things without thinking. You're just kind of like on autopilot. Your mind isn't going 90 to nothing stressing like it normally like maybe would during like, you know, a work day or something like that, or something that's high stress. So whenever we do things like cleaning or cooking or like pastime hobbies and stuff like that, we're de-stressing, and so we're more easily susceptible to information coming through, or knowings coming through, or ideas flowing, or creativity. So I think that is a really cool thing with cleaning. For me at least, it's kind of like that. That's why it's very therapeutic and de-stressing. But when I set the intention of clearing chakras with certain rooms, it's helping me reset my energy. The way that I do this is before I even start cleaning, I journal pretty much. I take a piece of paper and I write down the rooms in which I'm cleaning, and I will put what chakras correlate to what rooms. And I will also write down like what I am releasing, what I'm clearing whenever like I am cleaning these rooms. And I set that intention before even starting, and then I just kind of let it go. I don't really think about it too much while I'm cleaning. I'm usually jamming out to music, really like good vibe music, and I'm bringing in like all the happy vibes, and that's kind of part of this too. I'm in a really good place when I am cleaning. And so that will help you redo your own energetic system. It will help you redo your chakras as well as bring in good energy into your home. You can, like I said, listen to music. A lot of people listen or jam out to music, or maybe it was just me and I got it from my mother because she always used to do that. I'm always like in a really good like happy state, and that's a healing state. But then again, when we are cleaning, our environment is like a direct representation of our energy. So when our environment or our home is in a disarray, or it's unorganized, or it's messy, that usually is a representation of our own energy and the way that we feel internally. Subconsciously, we do these things in our home because it's representing how we feel. Now, kind of a side note on this too, a little bit of psychology. A lot of people don't necessarily like to clean their home because they feel that when they do clean it, they at least have tasks to do. When you have a running task list of stuff you need to do in your home and you constantly keep a list of things you want to do in your home, it actually gives you stuff to do to distract your mind. That's why a lot of people like don't fully clean or check all the boxes off their list, or they procrastinate because it gives them something to do later. And then whenever you do clean everything, or you do like your list is done, then it forces you to actually do the stuff that's really uncomfortable, like the personal development or like those fear things that you don't want to do. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. That is probably the easiest, makes the most sense way to cleanse or clear the energy in your home. My second favorite way to cleanse energy in my home is to sage. I love using sage or Palo Santo. I love using herbs and scents pretty much to bring in vibration into my home. Now, sage is a very relaxing scent. It's used just by, our ancestors and generations to actually clear energies in the home. I've read this somewhere before. When the human body actually smells sage, it starts to relax. And I think, I know that I do, but I think it's because I use it before meditation. So I've trained myself to relax before using it. It's kind of like when you smell food, you start like salivating or your stomach starts to growl. I like to use sage, and I will literally do this about once a season. I will sage my entire home. This means I'll go across the doors. I will go into each room. I will also I will also repeat mantras. So sound is really good too. That's another thing you can use to bring in energies into your home. So I will go in through each room and do that. Now, when I have events at my house, I'll do this anyway. I just don't wait for the season. So if I have a bunch of people coming over, or if I'm hosting a class, or if I have like sessions at my home, I will cleanse my house. That is a good way to reset the energy, to bring in good vibes into your home, and it feels nice. It feels relaxing and it's very inviting. So those are two things that you can do to like cleanse and reset your home. Now, when you're actually wanting to bring in certain energies into your home, this is where you have to get a little bit more intentional and clear on what you want. So if you're like me, for example, and you're redoing your home, like hardcore of painting, furniture, decor, all that stuff, you've got to pick how you want your rooms to feel. What kind of vibes do you want to feel when you walk into a room? And then that will depend on what you choose to actually decorate or put in your room to actually create that vibration. So for example, if you want to walk in your home and you want it to feel cozy, you want it to feel warm, you want it to feel inviting, you're going to pick decorations, you're going to pick paints or colors and furniture to bring forth that vibration. So you think of things that make you feel those emotions, right? So when you think of like warm and inviting and cozy, you think of like, warm colors, neutral colors, you think of beiges, you think of like woodsy, cozy homes. You think of the lighting being very kind of like mellow or dim. You don't think big and bright. You don't really think like, big bold colors or anything like that, like very loud vibrations. So it really just depends on what your mood for the room is. And you'll see people make like Pinterest boards, and then they'll start pinning, decor or rooms that hold the energy that they are wanting it to feel like. So it's more than just like, oh, this looks pretty, or I really like this color, or things like that. It's creating consciously how you want to feel. It is bringing forth energies into a room of what you want it to feel like. And you can even go further with this, with setting like certain crystals in your room, and I like to do that too. I have crystals all over my house, so certain crystals bring forth certain energies and vibrations. So I will intentionally set crystals, certain ones in certain rooms, to help bring forth an energy into that room. Down in my main, like my living room area, I have like a lot of heart chakra crystals. I have a lot of selenite, very high vibrational loving crystals. Now up here, I have more of my spiritual crystals. I have my amethyst, I have my citrine, which is, you know, more for like confidence. I have my throat chakra, you know, for when I am like talking with clients and things like that on Zoom. It really just depends what you want. And like, you know, in the bedroom, you can have more of like the sacral chakra and the heart chakra if you want. You can also build grids. I've built a huge grid before, like putting like big pieces of crystals kind of on different tables and have them pointed at each other. You can also get like these little like sets, these little tables, and do like, you know, a grid, and it will actually look like a piece of decor, like a centerpiece or something. My spiritual teacher is amazing at building grids like that. She actually sells them online. You can see how far that you can take, you know, decor and crystals and paints and things of that nature. It is all very, very dependent on the energy that you're trying to bring forth into the room. So another fun thing that you can do is lighting. I was really inspired when I put up my Christmas lights. It totally changed the whole like mood of our living room. So I'm like, you know what? Like, why don't we do something like this all year round? So I ended up ordering some LED lights. I got some more salt rock lamps, and then I had a universe light, and I also have diffusers, so lights in my diffusers. I also got some colored Christmas lights, and I wanted to do this for my Reiki room as well too. It could be whatever chakra that you're working in. You could do those colors. For like my Reiki room, I have purple right now, and I also ordered these colored light bulbs. So dependent on which chakra I'm working in, or you know what the client needs, or if it's just me in meditation or whatever, I will turn on the color that I want to bring forth that energy into the room. And that's what I kind of plan on using the LED lights for as well, and I will show you guys when I have those up. So another thing that I like to do, using smells, and I kind of talked about saging. Saging is a little bit different. It does bring forth a smell, but it also has an intention of clearing out energies. I like to use like essential oils. That's kind of what I'm talking about mainly here. Essential oils and diffusers are amazing for bringing in energy in the room. Essential oils themselves are super healing, and they are high vibrational. They actually hold frequency. So whenever, depending on what you want to bring into a room, will depend on what oils you pick. So I used to all the time put rose oil in my diffuser in my living room. That is a very high vibrational love frequency. It's actually the highest one, the highest vibrational oil that you can get. Now I put since it's so expensive, I have cut back on it, but I use a lot of frankincense. I use a lot of myrrh. I use cedar wood, sandalwood, things of that nature. I use very grounding oils in like my living room, in my kitchen, things of that nature. And then in like my bathrooms or my bedrooms, I use more like eucalyptus or stuff for breathing. So it's more of like a spa feeling for the bathroom, but for my bedroom, I really want to be able to breathe well at night. So I will use more therapeutic for like the throat and the chest. So it will help us sleep better. And it's kind of, it serves a little bit as almost like a humidifier. So diffusers are extremely powerful in shifting the energy of your home. I also use incense sticks. I have a ton of them. I have them up here, I have them down there. I like to do like little decor things like the incense stick holders. You can create your own. You can get really creative with these things. We actually have oil burners as well too downstairs. Actually, you can create your own, like if you don't want to go out and buy one. If you have like a vase around your home, you can take your vase, fill it with rice, and then just stick one of the incense sticks in there, and it holds it up. And rice is also like, it absorbs energy as well. So if you sit it out in your home, it will actually cleanse the energy So it's pretty cool. So two birds with one stone, right? Another thing that I really liked doing, and I just kind of started doing this, I don't remember how I got the idea. My husband does a bunch of teas. He actually grinds up his herbs and makes teas. So I was like, you know what? Like, this would be really cool to do like a little ceremony with this. I took herbs, and what I did was I set an intention to bring in abundance and to cleanse. And so I put them all in this, I crushed them all together, and then I actually used the herbs as like vacuum dust, like the little carpet cleaner that you sprinkle on your floor and then you sweep it up and then it smells really good. Well, I used the herbs for it, and I was setting an intention that as I was vacuuming and sweeping up the herbs, it was clearing the energy and then bringing forth the intention that I had set for it. Now, there are some things that you can do to like test the energy in your room that I've found to be pretty cool. If you have spare lemons and you set them out in random places in your home, if they turn up and have black spots on them, you have to leave them for about 2 to 3 days. And if they develop black spots, that means that's low vibrational energy. So you're going to want to clear your, whatever it is in the room. Either want to sage, you want to clean, whatever you intuitively feel like you need to do. But that is just a representation of negative energy. Now, if the lemon turns to like white dusty, that's just normal. It could be a tool that you use to see what your home feels like. And lastly, something that you can kind of do, which goes more with like the cleaning and clearing side of it, is toning the room. And I kind of said this a little bit before of when I was cleaning and I dance and I sing and I say mantras. Mantras are kind of like toning a room, but I do it a little bit differently because whenever I do Reiki, I tone the walls in Reiki, which in my Reiki room before a session. So what that means is I draw my Reiki symbols and I will say it out loud and like push it into the wall. And I'll draw it, with my hand and a selenite wand and with my third eye, and I push it into the wall. And I'll do the same thing in each room of my home, and I will intentionally use certain symbols to invoke certain frequencies. And so I use my Reiki symbols, obviously, but you can use any symbols that you like. Can, say them, push them into the wall, draw them in the air. You can imagine them in your third eye. I've stood in the center of my room, in a room before, and just like been the epicenter of energy to just like flow out of me into the room. And I just imagine like, whatever color coming through of energy comes to me in the moment, I just imagine coming out, the bottoms of my feet, of my hands. It radiates out of my aura and it fills the entire like home. It just travels everywhere into the home and out of the home and just like engulfs my property in it. So you can do things like that, and it truly will clean and clear the energy. And colors, when you imagine certain colors, that also is a frequency and a clearing or healing type of energy as well, whatever you want it to be. I used to use white quite a bit because it was a consciousness. I feel white is, God consciousness, so I use that a lot. More so now I use a lot of gold, a lot of purple, I use green, and I use blue. So you can kind of see what colors you want to imagine for, whatever said energy that you're trying to clean, clear, or bring in. So I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to, guys. I might have been a little bit all over the place just because it's a very like broad topic. To redo the energy of your home, you're gonna want to go off of how you feel. If you're looking for energy to bring forth a feeling and a vibe, go off of how you feel and then make decisions based on that rather than just strictly of how things look aesthetically. That way, whenever you walk into a room, you're getting the vibration of it and not necessarily just, something you think looks pretty. But subconsciously, I really feel like we're attracted to the things that we need and want anyway. So hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. I do get questions on this, and like I said, I'm doing this now in my own home because we're renovating it slowly but surely. If you guys want me to make, any more, home vlogs of like showing you guys my process and me actually doing the things and explaining, I'll definitely do that. But I wanted to do a sit down video because I know that you guys are doing the same thing right now, especially with the holidays, bringing forth new energy, and then plus new year, new everything. I think everybody is just inspired to kind of like reinvent themselves, and the home being part of that. So with that being said, guys, I'm sending you all of my good vibes, and if you liked this video, please, please, please like and subscribe. Comment down below, what is your favorite way to bring in or redo the energy in your own home? So with that being said, I'm sending you all of my good vibes. We'll see ya.